Alex adjusted the straps of his backpack as he stepped carefully through the thick forest of Zytheria. The trees here were taller than any he had seen on Earth, their trunks glowing faintly with blue veins that pulsed like the heartbeat of the planet itself. Strange sounds echoed around him, rustling leaves, distant calls, and a whisper of wind that almost seemed alive. Alex's heart raced. He knew he was far from home, but the excitement of exploring an untouched world filled him with courage. His mission was simple on paper: observe and document Zytheria's wildlife and landscapes. But he had heard stories from other explorers. Few humans had ventured this deep, and fewer had returned. Rumors told of powerful alien clans, fierce and unyielding, who claimed the forests as their own. Alex thought about turning back, but curiosity and pride pushed him forward. As he moved carefully over a glowing root, a sudden shadow fell over him. Alex froze. 3 figures stepped from behind the massive trees. They were unlike anything he had imagined. Tall, strong, and elegant, each of them carried the aura of a warrior. Their armor was sleek and strange, shining under the blue light of the forest. Their eyes, bright and alert, fixed on him immediately. Alex swallowed hard. Hello?" His voice sounded small and uncertain in the vastness of the forest. The tallest of the 3 stepped closer. She had hair like silver threads flowing down her shoulders, and her eyes seemed to pierce right through him. Her twin sisters flanked her silently, moving with the grace of hunters. "You've entered our territory, human," the tallest said. Her voice was calm but carried weight. "You will stay with us forever." Alex's stomach dropped.
"Wait, I don't want to fight."
"I'm just an explorer." "I mean no harm," he said quickly, holding up his hands. The sisters didn't attack. Instead, they studied him closely. Their expressions were unreadable, a mix of curiosity and caution. Alex noticed their muscles were powerful, and even standing still they radiated strength. He realized quickly that brute force alone would not save him here. Only his wits could. I'm just here to learn," Alex said, trying to keep his voice steady. "I can observe. I won't interfere." "Please don't hurt me." The tallest sister tilted her head. "Humans are interesting," she said softly. "You speak with courage, though your body is small and fragile." She stepped closer, and Alex felt a shiver run down his spine. Her presence was commanding, but not threatening in a way he could not face. The middle sister, with green eyes that reflected the forest light, circled him slowly. "Many have entered. Few survive. What makes you different, human?" Alex swallowed, trying to find the right words. I adapt. I think fast. I'm brave when I need to be. I don't give up." He realized that saying this out loud gave him strength. Somehow it felt like the truth of humans. Resilient, clever, never backing down, was shining through. The third sister, shorter but no less formidable, crouched slightly, examining his pack and tools. "Your devices? They are primitive. But your mind, it might surprise us." She straightened, nodding to the others. A tense silence filled the space. Alex held his breath, wondering if the moment before him would be his last. Then the tallest sister finally spoke again. "We will not strike yet. You will face our trials. Only then will we decide if you remain or fall." "Trials?" Alex asked. His mind raced. What kind of trials? He had no weapons, no training in combat against such powerful beings. But he also knew he could not show fear. Fear would make them see him as weak. "Yes," the tallest sister said. "You will move through the forest, survive its challenges, and prove your worth. If you succeed, you will stay with us, not as a prisoner but as an equal among the strongest warriors of Zytheria." Alex's heart pounded. He realized this was more than survival. It was a test of mind, courage, and spirit, and he had to win. Not just to live, but to show that humans, small, fragile, and underestimated, could stand among the greatest beings in the galaxy. For a moment, the forest was quiet again. Alex looked at the sisters, their armor glinting in the faint light, their eyes focused on him. Then with a deep breath he nodded. "I'll do it. I'll prove myself." The sisters exchanged glances, a flicker of something like approval passing between them. "Good," the tallest said. "Your first trial begins at sunrise. Rest now, human, for tomorrow you face the forest that breaks many. Only the clever, brave, and relentless will survive." Alex watched as the sisters melted back into the shadows, leaving him alone in the glowing forest. The trees seemed taller now, the shadows deeper, and the wind whispering secrets he could barely understand. But he felt something else too, a spark of determination. Humans had always faced impossible odds. This would be no different. He set up a small camp, careful not to disturb the glowing roots. As he stared at the strange sky above, twin moons casting silver light on the forest floor, Alex whispered to himself, "I'm not just a human. I am a survivor. And I will show them. We are more than they know." The forest seemed to listen, its glowing veins pulsing as if in response. Tomorrow the trials would begin, and Alex would face them, ready to prove the strength of his species. The sun had barely risen when Alex opened his eyes to the soft glow of Zetheria's twin moons fading into daylight. The forest seemed alive in a new way, the colors brighter, the sounds sharper, and the shadows moving in ways he had not noticed the night before. He packed his small camp carefully, remembering the sisters' words. "Your first trial begins at sunrise. Survive the forest." Suddenly, a rustling in the bushes made him freeze. Before he could react, the three sisters appeared, standing silently, their eyes scanning him. The tallest one, silver-haired as ever, spoke first. "Follow us," she commanded. Her voice was firm but not cruel. "The trial begins now." Alex rose and followed cautiously, every step measured. The forest paths twisted unnaturally. Roots that glowed faintly formed strange patterns on the ground, some wide enough to trip a careless traveler. Alex noticed that even the smallest slip could mean a dangerous fall, or a run-in with one of the forest's hidden creatures. The first challenge came quickly. A river appeared in front of them, but it was no ordinary river. Its waters shimmered with a strange green light, and small currents seemed to shift unpredictably, forming whirlpools without warning. "You must cross," the middle sister said, her green eyes fixed on him. "Only the clever survive." Alex examined the river. Jumping blindly could be fatal. He noticed the rocks scattered along the bank, some floating slightly above the water, almost like they were waiting to be stepped on. Carefully, he tested each step, feeling the subtle movements beneath his feet. A misstep could mean a fall, but Alex's mind worked quickly. Using a long branch he found nearby, he balanced himself, testing each rock before stepping forward. Step by step, careful and steady, he crossed the river. The sisters watched silently, expressions calm but attentive. "You think, human," said the shortest sister, her voice soft. "Many fail here because they only rely on strength. Strength alone is not enough." Alex nodded, though he was exhausted already. Brains over brawn, he reminded himself. Humans may not always be the strongest, but their ability to think, adapt, and persist had allowed them to survive countless dangers. No sooner had he crossed the river than the forest tested him again. A narrow path led between towering cliffs, the walls glowing faintly with the forest's pulse. Small creatures scuttled across the ledges, some harmless, some clearly dangerous. One misstep and he could tumble into the darkness below. Alex felt fear, but he didn't let it control him. He watched the creatures carefully, memorized their movements, and timed his steps to avoid them. With steady breaths, he made it to the other side. By now, the sisters were walking beside him, their presence quiet but powerful. "You endure," said the tallest sister. "You observe. You act with caution and courage. Humans are surprising." Alex smiled weakly, though he was growing tired. He realized the sisters weren't trying to break him physically. They were testing his mind, his patience, his problem-solving, and his courage. Every decision he made mattered. Every small step counted. The next challenge came when they reached a clearing. At its center, a massive stone door stood, covered in strange symbols that glowed softly. Alex could see no handle or keyhole. The sisters stopped, and the silver-haired one addressed him. "This door will not open by force. It requires understanding. Solve its puzzle, and you continue. Fail, and you must turn back." Alex approached the door carefully, studying the symbols. They were strange, but some patterns repeated. He noticed shapes that mirrored the glowing veins in the forest. Slowly, he pressed stones in the correct order, testing and observing the reactions. His fingers ached and his heart raced, but he persisted. Finally, with a Sci-fi click, the door shifted open, revealing a path beyond. The sisters nodded in approval. "You learn quickly," said the middle sister. "Your species' mind is formidable." Exiting the stone door, Alex saw the last part of the trial. The forest now became more unpredictable. Trees shifted slightly when he passed. Roots tangled in unexpected ways and distant sounds hinted at creatures lurking just out of sight. He needed to stay alert, every sense active. Hours passed. Alex's legs ached and sweat ran down his face. But he continued. With each step, he learned more about the forest and himself. He noticed patterns, predicted small dangers, and adapted. The sisters watched silently but never helped. They were testing his endurance, cleverness, and determination. As the sun dipped low in the sky, the forest opened to a small plateau overlooking a valley glowing with bioluminescent plants. Alex finally stopped, breathing heavily. He had survived the trials of the day using only his mind, courage, and careful observation. The sisters stood behind him, expressions calm but impressed. "You endure where many fail," said the tallest sister. "You think you adapt, you survive. Your species is remarkable human." Alex smiled, feeling a surge of pride. He was tired, hungry, and sore, but he had proven something. Humans may not always have strength like the Zetherian sisters, but their minds, courage, and willpower were powerful weapons in their own right. The sisters motioned for him to rest as the sky turned orange and pink. Alex set up a small camp, reflecting on the day's events. He realized that surviving the trials was not just about strength. It was about thinking, learning, and adapting. Traits humans had in abundance. As night fell, Alex gazed at the glowing forest, twin moons rising above the horizon. The sisters were nearby, watching silently yet not threateningly. For the first time, he felt a flicker of connection. Perhaps, just perhaps, humans could not only survive here, they could belong, and he was ready to continue. The morning sun poured its warm light over the glowing forest of Zetheria. Alex stretched, rubbing the soreness from his arms and legs. The previous day's trials had tested him in ways he had never imagined, but he had survived. More importantly, he had earned the quiet respect of the warrior sisters. The tallest sister, silver-haired and imposing, stepped forward. "Today your trial is not just survival," she said. "It is understanding. You will learn our ways and we will see how well you adapt." Alex nodded. He had realized that these sisters were more than just powerful fighters. They were guardians of a culture he barely understood, and their respect could not be bought. It had to be earned. The sisters began teaching him small tasks. They showed him how to move silently through the forest, how to read the subtle signals of its creatures, and how to use the environment to his advantage. Alex was amazed. Every step seemed simple, but each action required patience, observation, and thought. "You are clever," said the middle sister, her green eyes studying him carefully. "Many fail because they rush, not because they are weak." Alex smiled. "Humans are used to thinking fast and learning from mistakes," he said. "We don't always have strength, but we have determination." The shortest sister, with her keen eyesight, led him to a cliffside where small, glowing creatures darted between rocks. "Catch one without harming it," she instructed. "This will test your patience and precision." Alex crouched low, his eyes tracking the creatures. He remembered watching animals on Earth as a child, learning their habits, predicting their moves. Slowly, carefully, he extended a hand and gently trapped one in a small net he had made from vines. The sisters nodded, impressed. "You have patience and cleverness," the tallest sister said, "traits rare even among us." As they continued through the forest, Alex began to notice small things, the way the sisters communicated with subtle gestures, the quiet respect they showed for the forest, and the trust they had in each other. He tried to mirror their movements, learning not just their techniques, but their values. Hours later, they reached a deep ravine. A strong current of water roared at the bottom, and a rickety bridge made of vines stretched across. "Cross it," the middle sister said. "But beware, it will test your courage." Alex approached slowly. The bridge swayed under his weight, and the wind tried to push him off balance. He took a deep breath, reminding himself of everything he had learned from the sisters. Step by step, he moved carefully, testing each vine and adjusting his balance. Halfway across, the bridge swayed violently. His heart raced, but he did not panic. Using his instincts and focus, he made it to the other side safely. The sisters watched quietly, their expressions revealing a mixture of surprise and admiration. "You face danger without fear," said the shortest sister. "Your bravery is unusual, human." As evening approached, Alex found himself resting by a small glowing pool. The sisters sat nearby, quietly observing him. It was strange, he felt no fear. Instead, a sense of belonging began to grow. He realized that the sisters were not only testing him but also accepting him into their world. That night, as they settled under the twin moons, Alex shared stories of Earth, of humans exploring mountains, oceans and skies, of our courage in facing challenges, and of our determination to survive even in the harshest conditions. The sisters listened intently, fascinated by his tales. "You are persistent," said the tallest sister. "Your species thrives not because of strength alone, but because of mind and heart." Alex felt a swell of pride. For the first time on Zetheria, he felt truly seen, not as a weak human, but as a clever, brave, and resourceful being. He realized that humans had a unique power, the ability to adapt, to think creatively, and to face impossible odds with determination. Suddenly, a rustling in the nearby bushes caught their attention. A predator, large and fast, leapt toward the sisters. Alex reacted instantly. Using a branch and his understanding of the forest's patterns, he distracted the creature and guided it away from the sisters. The sisters were stunned. "You protect us," said the middle sister, "not with strength, but with wisdom and courage." "You are remarkable." Alex smiled, catching his breath. He realized that being human did not make him weak. It made him unpredictable, clever, and invaluable. In that moment, the bond between him and the sisters grew stronger. They were no longer just observers and subjects. They were companions learning from each other. As the night deepened, the sisters finally spoke in unison. "You endure our trials, you adapt, and you protect. Perhaps humans are more than we believed." Alex nodded, feeling a warmth he had not expected. He was tired, sore, and hungry, but he had earned trust and respect. He had proven that even a single human could face incredible odds, survive, and even thrive among warriors far stronger than himself. And as the twin moons cast silver light over the forest, Alex knew this was only the beginning. The bond he had begun with the sisters would grow, and together they would face greater challenges. But for now, he allowed himself a small, proud smile. He was human, clever, brave, and resilient, and that was more than enough. The sun had barely risen over Zetheria, casting long shadows through the glowing forest. Alex felt a mix of excitement and unease as he walked beside the warrior sisters. Over the past days, he had earned their trust and respect, learning their ways and proving his mind and courage. But the forest seemed different today, darker, tense, as if it sensed danger approaching. Suddenly, a deafening roar echoed through the trees. Birds and small creatures scattered in all directions. The sisters froze, eyes narrowing, ears alert. "They come," the tallest sister said, her voice low but firm. "A rival clan threatens our territory. We must defend it." Alex's heart pounded. He had faced the sisters' trials, learned their ways, and survived the forest. But this was real danger. He looked at the sisters, towering and strong, and realized that their skills were unmatched in combat. Yet he also knew he could not stand aside. Humans had a way of thinking differently, seeing opportunities others might miss. He could help, and he would. The forest erupted with movement. The rival clan appeared, warriors larger than Alex had ever seen, their armor jagged and weapons glowing ominously. The sisters formed a protective circle, their stances steady and disciplined. Alex stayed close, scanning the surroundings, looking for any advantage. "You are with us, human," said the middle sister. "Do not falter." Alex nodded. "I won't," he replied. He knew that now was the moment to show what humans were truly capable of. The battle began. The sisters moved with fluid precision, dodging, striking, and countering with unmatched skill. Alex, though not as strong, used his quick thinking. He noticed a cluster of glowing roots tangled near a group of rival warriors. Using a long branch, he tripped the warriors, causing them to stumble. The sisters noticed immediately, taking advantage of the distraction to disarm their attackers. "You adapt quickly," said the shortest sister, impressed. "Your mind is sharp in battle." Alex gritted his teeth, adrenaline pumping through his veins. The rivals regrouped, charging again. Alex spotted another opportunity. He led a small group toward a narrow canyon, where the larger warriors had less space to move. Using the environment, he guided them into a trap. Vines tangled around their legs. Roots shifted underfoot, and the rivals fell one by one. Unable to regain balance, the sisters fought alongside him, and together they formed an unstoppable team. Alex realized that humans might not always have raw strength, but their ingenuity, quick thinking, and unpredictability could change the tide of any fight. After a long, intense battle, the rivals finally retreated, realizing they could not defeat the sisters and the human who fought beside them. The forest grew quiet again, only the sound of the sisters' steady breathing and Alex's heart still racing. The tallest sister approached Alex, her silver hair glinting in the fading sunlight. "You have proven yourself today," she said. "Not with strength, but with courage, intelligence, and loyalty. You are worthy of standing among us." Alex felt a rush of pride. He had survived their trials, learned their ways, and now, in the heat of real combat, he had contributed meaningfully. The sisters' respect was no longer tentative, it was genuine. "You fought like one of us," the middle sister said, placing a hand on his shoulder. "Your species has unique strengths. You are clever, brave, and loyal. That is rare." Alex smiled, breathing heavily. "Thank you. I learned from you all. You taught me patience, observation, and strategy. Together we're stronger." The sisters exchanged glances, a hint of admiration passing between them. "Perhaps," said the shortest sister, "humans are more than we believed. You have earned a place among us, human. Forever if you choose." Alex looked at the sisters, their faces serious yet accepting. He realized that forever did not mean imprisonment. It meant honor. It meant belonging to a group of the greatest warriors he had ever met, fighting alongside them, learning, growing, and leaving his mark. That night under the twin moons, Alex sat with the sisters around a small fire. The forest, once threatening, now felt alive and protective. He reflected on the day's events. Humans were often underestimated in strength, but their minds, courage, and loyalty were powerful weapons. He had survived trials, built bonds, and now proved himself in battle. "You are one of us now," the tallest sister said finally. "Your courage, your mind, and your heart have earned our trust. You will stay not as a guest, but as a warrior." Alex nodded, a deep sense of pride and belonging filling him. "I will stay," he said, "and I will do my best to honor this trust." The sisters smiled faintly, an unusual warmth in their eyes. For the first time, Alex truly felt that he belonged, not just on this planet, but among beings who valued strength, intelligence, and loyalty. As the twin moons shone above, the forest seemed to hum in approval. Alex, the human, had proven that even in a world of fierce warriors, a clever, brave, and determined human could stand proudly, respected and honored. And in that moment, he knew this was only the beginning of a new life, full of challenges, learning, and the chance to leave a lasting legacy among the greatest warriors of Zetheria. The forest of Zetheria glowed softly under the twin moons, casting long silver shadows across the mossy ground. Alex stood at the edge of a cliff, looking over the valley below where glowing plants and sparkling streams stretched as far as the eye could see. He had come a long way from the human who had nervously stepped into the forest days ago. Now he was no longer just a visitor, he was part of it, and part of the warrior sisters' world. The sisters stood behind him, their armor reflecting the pale light. The tallest sister spoke first. "You have proven yourself in trials, in learning, and in battle. You have earned a place among us. The forest, the clan, and the balance of Zetheria recognize your presence." Alex felt a warmth in his chest. He had not just survived. He had grown, learned, and contributed. Humans were often small, weak, and underestimated. But he had shown that courage, intelligence, and determination could rival even the greatest warriors. The middle sister gestured toward the valley. "We have threats ahead," she said. "Other clans may challenge us. You will stand with us. Your mind and courage are now part of our strength." Alex nodded, feeling a thrill. He was ready. He realized that humans had a unique gift, the ability to see solutions others might miss, to adapt to any situation, and to face impossible odds with unwavering spirit. Today, he could use that gift to protect his new home. Their next challenge came sooner than expected. From the far end of the valley, the rival clan regrouped and advanced. This time Alex had a plan. He guided the sisters and other members of their clan through the forest, using hidden paths, natural traps, and clever distractions he had noticed during his trials. Where brute force might fail, strategy and careful thinking would succeed. The sisters were amazed. Alex's human ingenuity turned the tide. He led the enemy into a canyon where shifting rocks and vines slowed them down. The sisters struck swiftly, their movements precise, while Alex used his cleverness to anticipate the enemy's moves. After a long and challenging battle, The rival clan retreated, defeated and humiliated. The forest returned to calm, and the sisters turned to Alex with expressions of deep respect. "You are more than we imagined," said the shortest sister. "Your courage, mind, and spirit are now part of our legacy. Humans are remarkable." Alex felt a deep pride. He realized that being human did not make him weak. It gave him a perspective others lacked. He had survived the trials, learned their ways, and now proved himself in battle. He had become a bridge between human ingenuity and Zetherian strength. That night, the sisters and Alex gathered around a glowing fire. The forest was alive with soft light and quiet sounds, as if celebrating the bond they had formed. The tallest sister spoke with a calm authority. "You have stayed with us, human, not because we forced you, but because you earned your place," she said. "You are a warrior of Zetheria, and your species' spirit is honored here." Alex smiled, feeling a deep sense of belonging. He thought of Earth, of his home, and of the many humans who had faced impossible challenges and persevered. He realized that humans carried something powerful inside them: courage, creativity, and resilience that could leave a mark anywhere, even on distant worlds. "Thank you," Alex said, his voice steady. "I have learned so much from you, and I will do everything I can to honor this trust in this world." The sisters nodded, their expression showing a rare warmth. For the first time, Alex truly felt that he was not just surviving, he was thriving. Humans, small but clever, had a way of leaving a legacy wherever they went. Over the following days, Alex trained alongside the sisters, exploring hidden valleys, learning advanced techniques, and preparing for future challenges. Together, they became a team unlike any other. Humans brought ingenuity and unpredictability. The sisters brought strength and skill. The forest seemed to recognize this new harmony, glowing brighter and more alive than ever. Alex also began teaching the sisters some human strategies: simple, clever ways to approach problems, anticipate enemies, and think creatively under pressure. The sisters absorbed these lessons quickly, impressed by the unique human mind. One evening, as the twin moons rose high, Alex looked around at the sisters in the forest. He realized that he had left his mark, not through force but through courage, intelligence, and determination. He had proven that even a single human could stand among the greatest warriors, leaving a legacy of inspiration. The tallest sister placed a hand on his shoulder. "You will stay with us, human, not as an outsider but as one of us, forever. Your species' spirit is now part of Zetheria." Alex nodded, feeling a sense of pride and fulfillment he had never known. He had journeyed far, faced impossible trials, and emerged stronger. He was human, and that was enough to make him extraordinary. As the forest glowed softly around them, Alex knew this was only the beginning. Humans could adapt, survive, and thrive anywhere. And here, on this distant world, he would continue to honor that truth, leaving a legacy alongside the warrior sisters, a proof that courage, intelligence, and heart could shine brighter than any strength or weapon. Alex smiled at the twin moons, feeling a deep sense of belonging. He had come as a visitor, but he would stay as a protector, a learner, and a hero in a world that now felt like home. And so, the legend of the human warrior began, a story of cleverness, courage, and determination, celebrated alongside the greatest warriors of Zetheria, inspiring future generations to remember that humans, though small, could be mighty in ways the universe had never seen before.